Hello everyone and welcome back to Jasmine's Crazy Cat Tarot. And today we're looking into the disappearance of Melanie Ethier. My apologies if I've said that wrong. Melanie went missing in Canada in 1996 on the 27th or the 28th of September, I believe. And she was last seen leaving her friend's house after midnight, crossing a bridge, and she hasn't been seen since. Melanie was 15 at the time, and what I want to do is just look into the energy behind what happened, why, and if we can get any possible tips or locations, that would be duly appreciated, Spirit. So let's tune in to the energy of Melanie Ethier. And immediately I'm feeling that either Melanie felt something wasn't right or something wasn't right. And this was a sense that maybe came too late. And I seen two orbs. So yeah, she knew or sensed something wasn't right. What are the factors behind Melanie Ethier's disappearance, 1996? Please and thank you. Transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, present. Okay, maybe someone had something to offer or give to Melanie. That could be how they got her attention. There could have been something given, initiated, and Melanie did get the sense something wasn't right, and maybe she was being watched. Time and tide, spells and rituals. Okay. Very interesting. The water could be significant. Trees and water. And sometimes it takes time for the tide to come out. So this is giving me truth. The truth may come out, but it does take time. It's been 28 years. So I hope this means that progress is coming and transparency is coming after all of these years of secrecy. So I feel like her mother is watching her, and I don't know if that was a little fly or what that was, but she's watching over her mother, and her energy is showing up strong, very nurturing, very feminine. What are the factors behind Melanie Ethier's disappearance? The bear. Strength, strong words, envy, negativity, discontent. Maybe Melanie was being open and transparent to people about something she was unhappy with. Sometimes the bear can remind me of Mama Bear. She could have been having arguments with her mother, and I feel like she was trying to kind of separate herself in a way. She was her own person, and she was trying to nearly rebel in a way. She wanted to live life on her own terms, and this could have been causing some sort of negativity in the background, in her background. We also have the book in reverse. Yeah, and the cross. So the book is about secrets. I do feel like someone's secrets are going to be revealed, even if it's been a long time. Yeah, so the cross, I do feel like something about a death. There's something secretive about a death. And maybe when Melanie picked up that something was amiss, awry, she either said this to whoever it was, and all hell broke loose from there. So let's see. Let's get a bit more. Melanie Ethier, the factors behind her disappearance. I feel like two want to come. This one is looking at me, and this one, coffin and concern. So maybe a fight happened, and whoever this was didn't mean to kill Melanie. They didn't mean for it to escalate so quickly, but it did. They were concerned about their own well-being, and they had to keep this a secret. They couldn't be transparent about it. So I do feel like an older man could be significant. We do have a false person. So this is giving kind of a false couple energy. There's a feminine who is not talking, and there's a man who's wearing a mask. So this could be the same man, or there could be two men with knowledge about this. So the factors behind Melanie Ethier's disappearance, please and thank you, Spirit. We have storm, turmoil's coming ahead. Yeah, so she realized something was wrong, something wasn't right. And by the time she realized it, it was too late. Yeah, so maybe a fight gone out of control because she realized someone did not have good intentions, non-committal, independent. So I feel like this was Melanie's energy and she wanted to live her own life. I'm seeing a lot of purple. I feel like purple is her colour, but Melanie is so beautiful that any colour would be her colour. But I do feel like this was her trying to forge her own path in life. So let's ask the tarot. Split the deck. We've got the Hanged Man, sacrifice, and the King of Wands, a leader. So a masculine maybe had to make a sacrifice, or maybe it could have been Melanie who was the sacrifice. Let's see. These bigger cards are very hard to shuffle, but I want to try. I want to show you. I love seeing shuffling on camera, so it makes me really want to be better at it. So maybe someone lured Melanie with the intention of, I will give you this knowledge, I will give you this secret, I will help you to be better at A, B, and C. But she realized too late it was at her cost, her sacrifice. But someone was trying to give her something, or at least pretending that that's what they wanted to do, but they actually wanted to take something. What happened to Melanie Ethier? Please and thank you, Spirit. What happened? 9 of Pentacles, prosperity. Okay. What happened to Melanie Ethier? Please and thank you. 2 of Swords, difficult choices. Yeah, someone had to choose to cover this up in order to save themselves, to save face. They could be respected in society. They could have money, possibly a businessman, a working man. What happened to Melanie Ethier? Please and thank you. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I feel like she was possibly blindfolded, bound, maybe even gagged to keep quiet. We do have the 2 of Cups in reverse. So instead of fulfillment, this is someone who is unfulfilled. I feel like this could be someone who is unfulfilled in their relationship and they were taking a shot in the dark in one sense or another. There was some sort of siren call. So someone maybe called Melanie over. This could have been someone that she was comfortable enough with to stop and talk to, even at that hour. This could have been someone who came with the intentions to give her a lift home, give her some help, but they actually wanted to take something. They were unfulfilled and they seen Melanie as their wish fulfillment. And they had a difficult choice to make because maybe she resisted, she fought back, and things escalated from there. They had to cover to save themselves, to save face. We've got lost, the 5 of Pentacles. So I feel like Melanie lost her life amidst this struggle. And this person didn't want to lose their money, their finances, their relationship, their place in society. So let's see, let's ask the true crime cards. I was going to clarify, but I forgot to ask these. So can we clarify the 9 of Pentacles? Please and thank you. What happened to Melanie Ethier? Please and thank you. Father figure, okay. Predator, Yeah. 100%. That's why they had to cover it up. Melanie is 15. We have a couple in reverse. This is clarifying the Two of Cups. I couldn't make this up. This is someone who is a liar, a cheater, a thief. They were unfulfilled in their relationship. If they had one, they could be happily single, a bachelor kind of a thing, but this is giving unfulfilled relationship. They wanted Melanie because they were a predator. This could have been someone who was supposed to protect Melanie, a father figure, a stepfather figure. I don't know if Melanie's real father was in her life, and from what I've seen, it was just her and her mom in the picture. But I do feel like there is an older man who was meant to protect her, who exploited her. They maybe resisted this for a long time, but I feel like she could have always had a bad feeling about this person. And someone had a blindfold on. Someone wasn't seeing that someone was a predator. Can we clarify the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, please? And thank you. Memories. Yeah. So I feel like maybe her mother was overlooking something and she didn't want to see something that was happening. But now all she has is the memories. And hindsight is a wonderful thing, is what I'm feeling to say. Well thought out. So yeah, this person did not mean to kill her. But I feel like maybe they thought they could get what they want, and when they couldn't, this either enraged them or something went wrong and they were acting on impulse, a crime of passion. But I do feel like they were waiting for her. They knew that they could catch her at a vulnerable time and offer her something she needed in order to take. So splitting the deck, we have the Sun on happiness. I also saw another orb. We have the Three of Wands, preparation and planning. So this wasn't well thought out, but it was planned to the extent that they knew Melanie was going to be with her friends. So it mightn't have been a long-term plan, but it was still premeditated. They knew what they were doing. That's what I'm getting to say. Why did this happen to Melanie? We have the Three of Pentacles. Do we have the Three of Pentacles? No, not yet. Not yet. Cooperation, gain, teamwork, common goals. Okay, maybe someone, both, two people had a reason, three people had a reason to cover something up. The Knight of Swords in reverse. A deceitful, crafty man, but they're disorganized. They're definitely not a career criminal, but something about their career, maybe they are career criminals, but they haven't got caught. They care about how society views them. So they make themselves out to be a knight in shining armor, but they're a predator behind closed doors. Yeah, it's all about face, saving face. But Melanie could see who this was at face value. She had a bad feeling about them, so she knew them, is what I'm picking up. But I do feel like even if this person was in a relationship, it was just the masculine who was there lying in wait. And we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, look, blindfolded again. So I feel like Melanie was blindfolded, gagged, maimed, tied up possibly. A sharp object could have been used, but this was to take control over Melanie, to take something that she would not give. And can we clarify memories? Yeah, and in a couple, someone was overlooking something. This could have been a feminine looking the other way about someone's predilections. Can we clarify memories, please and thank you? We have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, balanced. Yeah, so someone didn't know what to do and they had too much to lose for the truth to come out. So someone was juggling. Someone was deceitful. and their true intentions weren't there. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse, a cruel and critical woman, unreliable and dismissive. Interestingly enough, before I done this reading, I was just looking up the Wikipedia keynotes about the case, because obviously this is a cold case at this stage. But when it came to the mother's quotes, and it wasn't just the mother's quotes, it was other quotes too about people who'd seen her. But beside the mother's quote, I remember seeing a question mark saying unreliable source. So possibly the mother could be an unreliable source. I seen an orb. So let's get a little bit more clarity into the messages. So, breaking the deck, we have running. Maybe Melanie tried to run and this person caught her. We have goodbye. Yeah, she was running because she realized that this was going to be her downfall. Someone wanted to hurt her, and I feel like she was scared. Does this want to come? Which way? I have them every which way now. So someone was disorganized, but they were planning to take advantage. I seen another orb. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Melanie. What are the true emotions behind Melanie Ethier's disappearance? Please and thank you. A lot of emotions. Family in reverse. Yeah, so behind closed doors, Melanie was not happy in her family life. We have happily single in reverse. Yeah, so this is someone in a relationship who wants to be single. Someone with a family who does not want that responsibility. This is giving me fatherly or in reverse stepdad kind of energy. Funeral in reverse. Someone had to lie about this death. Background energy. We have heartbreak. I did see psycho, fairy tales, illusion. Someone had to sell a fairy tale to someone else. So we have ashamed, guilt in reverse, married in reverse. So with married in reverse and happily single in reverse, I feel like regardless, this person was not happy with what they had. They always wanted more. They were greedy. They're deceitful. They're a predator. And they cannot be trusted. Yeah, this is someone you don't want to bring into your family, into your home. Running in reverse, they stopped her from running. They maimed her. They tied her up. They made sure she could not move or run from them because she tried. They didn't want her telling. Yeah. So I feel like a sharp object could have been used, but also hands, a physical fight, altercation. So one of the T cards wanted to stay. What is this? Happiness hater? Yeah, so someone was jealous and they wanted Melanie for themselves, but they knew they shouldn't want Melanie for themselves. They knew they were being greedy and deceitful and predatory. Okay, I'm hearing prisoner, Miley Cyrus, Dua Lipa. Yeah, I feel like this person was obsessed with Melanie, but this was imprisoned in their mind. They were hiding this obsession, this sick obsession is what I'm getting. This person had a sick obsession with Melanie. What's the tea behind Melanie Ethier's disappearance? Please and thank you, Spirit. Inside scoop, a closer look, nosy up in your business. So this is someone who had access to Melanie and they exploited that. They spied on Melanie. Maybe, as she was doing things, this wasn't the first time they were watching her very closely. But yeah, they could have had access to Melanie and they took advantage of that. What's the tea in Melanie Ethier's disappearance? This could be an inside job, uninterested. Yeah, she walked away from them and they took her and put her in their vehicle. What is the tea behind Melanie Ethier's disappearance? Bad reputation. They didn't want a bad reputation, so maybe they have one already, or this is why they couldn't risk being caught, because they don't want their reputation being ruined. They're a fake person that likes to save face. Karmic friends. Oh, wow. Okay. So, to me, when I'm saying inside job, if it's not directly at home, I feel like it's someone who had access to the home. So if it isn't, let's say, the mother and her company she keeps, in the romantic sense, it could be the company she keeps in the friendship sense. This is an oath, and more than one person knows what happened to Melanie. More than one person has something to lose. So I do feel like this is an inside job, and people who were close to home know what happened, but they can't risk their reputation. Cyberbully. So yeah, I feel like someone was just creeping, and I'm getting incel vibes, even if someone was happily married. Okay, what else? Should we do the dictionary? I feel like this wants to show itself. Bad news. So someone got bad news, and someone feels like if their reputation was ruined, everything would be ruined. So this could be someone who made the call, or someone she was in communication with. If it wasn't one of her friends, it was one of her mother's friends. But regardless, she could see exactly what they were, no matter what they tried to hide behind. Melanie is very intuitive, and I feel like someone was just hating on her light. They wanted everything they couldn't have, and that's what Melanie represented to them. Okay, so let's ask the dictionary. Spirits, angels, ancestors, Melanie. Where is Melanie Ethier? Where is Melanie right now? Please and thank you. I see natural. Someone she has history with. Childbirth. A mother could be significant. Somewhere out in the natural world. Nation could be significant, but there's a group of people here. We have Natter. Someone who she was conversing with until she realized that this is weird. I'm gonna go. And they wouldn't let her go. So, nape, back of neck. That could be significant. Narcosis, drugs. Someone could have drugged her, yeah. Okay. Or maybe this was being offered as a gift in some way. Someone narrated the story. Nasty. She thought this person was nasty. Swimming, water could be significant. The name of the game. This was a game for someone, and they were hunting her down. Naive. They took advantage of her age, her naivety. Naked. I feel like there was a sexual motive behind this, and maybe when she is found, she will be naked, possibly. A trail on the woods, a marked route. Fields for observation, somewhere where natural phenomenons happen. Nausea, nautical, water and woods. Navigate. It's not easy to get to. Abdomen. Something about her stomach could be significant. Someone by the Navy. Nazi. We have someone could be on the council. Member. A park. It could be close to a park. Service. Someone could have been in military service. A service station. A a police officer. Someone narrated something to a police officer. Nadir, this is the lowest point. So this was someone's low point, and they felt like Melanie kicked them when they were down, and they couldn't let her just walk away. Yeah, so they did what they did. This was in poor taste. Okay. Where is Melanie? Please and thank you, Spirit. Obedient. They wanted her to be obedient. This person could be overweight, obese, obey again, obscure, bewilder. She's somewhere that is obscured, obituary, notice of death. But she has passed on to the other side. A sharp object could have been used. They wanted to take her to oblivion. And yeah, she was unaware and she only realized too late. Someone is a disgrace. And something was flattened at both ends. An oak tree. This person was an oaf. We have, yeah, some sort of an oath. This is a friendship oath is what I'm getting. We have observe. Yeah, someone was observing and obsessing over Melanie. What did I say? Volcanic rock could be significant. Someone thinks this case is out of date because it's cold. The back of the skull, that could be significant. She could have been hit with something on the back of the skull so they could obtain power over her, but she was obstinate and they couldn't let her get away with that. So yeah, occupancy. So this person either lived with her or they were in and out as friends and family can be. And something occurred, the ocean could be significant. And something about 8, an octagon, science of midwifery. It's giving me mother energy again. Closing messages from Melanie, please and thank you, Spirit. This page. Bait. Someone wanted her to be their bait. A base, a bass. Maybe somewhere where these fish are. Baseball could be significant. A heavy blow, bash. She was bashed on the head with something. Okay. This person is a shapeshifter, a lizard. Basketball is what I'm getting again. They could have a deep voice. Bathrobe, bait. It's giving Norman Bates. Yeah, army again. A strip of wood. Battery, physical assault. Yeah, so they physically assaulted her. They wanted to take something from her and then they kept her cooped up. She could not get out. This was a battle. And yeah, anything else? The bay could be significant. Bayou, arm of a river. There's a song I'm hearing. The Carpenters, something about a bayou. That could be significant. Beacon. Signal light or fire on a hill or a tower. They could be nearby a beach. And anything else? A beak. Birds could be around a magistrate. Be all and end all. The only important thing is that they don't get caught in their mind. Bear. This is their cross to bear. Motherly energy again. They could have a beard. And yeah, bear skin, the bear again. So yeah, someone made sure their story was just right. Bar mitzvah. That could be significant. Someone could be a Freemason, possibly. Someone could have connections or be part of some sort of brotherhood or something, and they've got each other's backs. If need be, one more word. Watchmaker. Yeah, she was being watched. Watch one's steps. Wasteland. And yeah, a water. Watery. I feel like she could be in the water and someone put their hands on her. Watercress could be nearby. And yeah, someone was weak and they let temptation get in the way of what they knew. So they had to go down the wrong path. And where they hid her is somewhere that is not easily found. So it's definitely near a water supply. And yeah, used water to drain. So something like that. And they're now in an unproductive situation in life, washed up. And yeah, leather could be significant. Remain awake and alert. So yeah, she's in a barren or desolate area, and that's where she will be found. So yeah, somewhere desolate but near water. Yeah. Okay, so that is what I've picked up today for Melanie Ethier. Let me know what you think down below, what you think the cards mean, what are your theories, and if you have any other case suggestions, let me know. I will add them to the list. Before I go, I'm thinking of one more song, Désolé by Gorillaz, and that could be significant too. I know in the video they're on the water somewhere, so I do feel like possibly Melanie could be in a watery area, but it's not so on the nose. Someone knows how to hide themselves and their lies very well. But what's done in the dark will come to light, and energy and justice has no time limit. So let's pray that Melanie and her family get the justice that she deserves sooner rather than later. She's waited long enough. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your time and energy with me. I really appreciate it. And until next time, goodbye and God bless. Mwah. Make sure to like and subscribe, by the way. Bye.